Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 12 of Around the World in 80 Tours. My name is the Lorekeeper, and as you can see, I got my little skin condition fixed, so I'm not glowing blue anymore. Um, it ended up being a bug that the support team had never seen before, so I managed to get that brought to their attention. What it was the shoes I was wearing that my avatar was wearing there. They interacted with world in a way that was kind of messing with the code or whatever, and it was causing my avatar to glow bright blue. Um, I'm just glad it's not a thing that happens like as an update to the app, and it was able to be fixed. So here I am, back to normal. I no longer look like a Force Ghost from Star Wars, even though, well, that would have been cool still. But yeah, it's all right. Anyway, where we are today is and forgive me, I do have my lovely assistant Wikipedia pulled up over here. Let me close that and close that. And this is actually the second take of the episode, but there were some things I wasn't happy about and things I skipped over, so we're just gonna do it again. It's fine. We're at the Bhimbetka Rock Shelters, which it'll give us a quick cursory rundown right here. The Bhimbetka Rock Shelters are an archaeological site in central India that spans the Paleolithic and Mesolithic periods, as well as the historic period. It exhibits the earliest traces of human life in India and evidence of the Stone Age regarding. I did that in the last take too. The Stone Age, starting at the site of the Eqululian times, is located in the Raisin district in the Indian state of Madhya Pradesh, about 45 kilometers, that's 28 miles, southeast of Bhopal. It is a UNESCO World Heritage Site that consists of 7 hills and over 750 rock shelters distributed over 10 kilometers, which is 6.2 miles to us. At least some of the shelters were inhabited more than 100,000 years ago, which, that's a while back. It's a while back. The rock shelters and caves provide evidence of human settlement and the cultural evolution from hunter-gatherers to agriculture and expressions of prehistoric spirituality. Some of the Bhimbetka rock shelters feature prehistoric cave paintings, and the earliest are dated to 10,000 BCE, corresponding to the Indian Mesolithic. These cave paintings show themes such as animals, early evidence of dance and hunting from the Stone Age, as well as of warriors on horseback from a later time, perhaps the Bronze Age. The Bhimbetka site has the oldest known rock art in India, as well as one of the largest prehistoric complexes. So, yeah, this area here, this is the oldest known human settlement from India, and it's still here. So, that's neat. So, you can see the entrance here, which this is actually where I finished recording the last take of this episode. Um, and you see how beautiful this area is from the rocks at the entrance. And there's a plaque there. I wish I could read it, but I found out that my assistant, my AI assistant on my little risk communicator here, um, it can't do that at the $2 a month tier. Uh, so I don't even know why I'm keeping it at the moment, but it is what it is. I'll figure it out later. Um, yeah, let's go ahead and head inside. I found out last time that actually being able to like get inside the shelters um, isn't really an option at the moment. Um, which, as you see from my what I call the temporal magnifying glass, these pictures were taken in March of 2014. So everything here is 11 years old. All these pictures are 11 years old. And there's a little bit of an update in 2017, but there's not a whole bunch that I can actually see. So we're kind of limited to just being on the outside, looking at the rocks and stuff. But in the last taping of this episode, I did see some of the artwork, and we're gonna explore more of that as much as we can. We've got like 23 minutes on the clock, so we're gonna do what we can in 23 minutes. But since uploading to YouTube, I'm able to get my beloved longer episodes back. So it's good. We have some time. We're just going to take a nice leisurely stroll through this ancient complex. Hello. So you see statues. I didn't see those before. You see the statues of, I guess, the earlier inhabitants. Didn't get us much closer, did it? That is so cool. Yeah, as the article said, this is the oldest known evidence of human life in India, dating back well over 100,000 years. And as I read earlier, not in this take, but in the last one, pretty much everything we know about this area has been uncovered within the last 50 years, which can sound like a long time, ignoring the fact that I'm 25, halfway to 50. We don't want to think about that. But in the grand scheme of things, the human race as a whole, how long it's been here, um, it's not that long. Sorry, I'm hoping you guys can't hear my roommate raging at his game in the other room. Yeah, we'll be able to look more at the artwork because it's actually referenced on the Wikipedia article that I'm gonna be using to look over later. Um, let's actually get back over here. One of the problems I'm facing with this area right now is telling what's just like dating on the rocks and what's the artwork. The Wikipedia article actually mentions specific examples and shows pictures of it, which we'll explore here in just a little bit. Okay, here's a nice view from inside a cave. It's still from the 2014 area. Hello, human. Are you? Oh, you're not a human. You're a statue. Neat. So it looks like this is a statue of someone creating artwork. I wasn't, I hadn't found this cave earlier. I hadn't been able to get inside this area yet. Sure wish I could get a better look. Okay. So looks like the statue is standing in front of some of the art, or it's just a statue of someone making art. I can't really tell. But yeah, I guess we'll find these statues kind of spread out around the place. Let's go ahead and look back at my article here and see what else we can ascertain. Alright. The rock shelters of Bhimbetka are 45 kilometers southeast of Bhopal and 9 kilometers from Obidulganj city in the Raisan district of Madhya Pradesh at the southern edge of the Vindhya range. South of these rock shelters are successive ranges of the Satpura Hills. It is inside the Radhapani Wildlife Sanctuary, embedded in sandstone rocks in the foothills of the Vindhya range. The site consists of 7 hills: Vinayaka, Banrawali, Bhimbetka, which is where we are now, Lakawar, east and west, Jandra, and Munibapaki Bahari. Bhimbetka, meaning Bhima's resting place or Bhima's lounge, is a compound word made of Bhima, second brother among the 5 Pandavas of Mahabharata, and Baitaka, which means seat or lounge. According to the native belief, Bhima during his exile used to rest here to interact with the locals. Bhima worshipped Mata Vaishavi at this location and blessed for concurring the forthcoming war. Sorry, I froze up there for a second. There's a famous Madhavashavi temple existing at this place since then. So, let's go ahead and walk a little further. Is that... Okay. So I thought that was like a sculpture or something on the ground. It is in fact just a rock. So, yeah, sorry, I got distracted. You can see these signs here, they're like pointing out specific things. Unfortunately, the picture quality isn't necessarily good enough for me to see what exactly they're pointing out, what they're labeling it as, even with my magnifying glass here. So that's unfortunate, but we'll keep walking. Let me move my camera a little bit so you guys can still see me. All right. I'm wondering if this is some of the artwork or if this is just mapping. I don't know. We'll find out. So what's that say? Zoo Rock? Which I'd also like to point out that scientists, geologists specifically, can tell a lot about an area just by looking at the aging and the patterns on the rocks. Which, what's that behind me? Oh, it's a tree or something. But yeah, they can tell so much about any given area just by looking at the rocks that are found around. Um, by the aging, the dating, the patterns, sediments in the area. It's really neat. And I remember when I was a kid, geology was kind of something that I both struggled with in school and was pretty interested in. Let's see. Sorry, I'm not talking as much this episode. My throat kind of hurts a little bit. I'm not sick, I just need to drink some water, and I don't have any at the moment. I don't have any nearby. Okay. So it looks like that's about the end of that path that we're gonna be... Oh, wait, never mind. Right. You can kind of see the locals around here. Oh, look. This is a little tablet detailing looks like evolution. Neat. I really wish I could read that text. But alas. Let's see, there's probably something interesting up here. Oop. I think I passed it. Okay, yeah, I can't really make out what's on that tablet, unfortunately. but it looks like it's kind of taking us ever so slightly away from the destination along this path. But then again, as I read, this area stretches for, what was it, 6.1 miles? 6.2 miles? Um, this is Zoo Rock number 4. See, is there any more statues around, I wonder? Hmm. Let's see, what does that say? That says viewpoint. That much I can read. That's rock shelter number 5. So if you look here, I'm noticing this on like all these rock formations. There's holes here, which I'm looking at. They seem like they could be like windows almost, though they seem a little weirdly placed. Of course, it also is important to note that over the last 100,000 plus years, rocks can change formation, and most of the time in that time span, they absolutely will. From environmental factors and maybe some human changes. I don't know how many humans have messed with this area since then, let alone done anything with the rocks. This is a nice view here, and seems like a pretty good view to go ahead and pull up our data pad again, which keeps hiding over there on the other side. W. Kincaid, a British India-era official, first mentioned Bhimbetka in a scholarly paper in 1888. He relied on the information he gathered from Adivasis, which that says tribals there, about Bhojpur Lake in the area and referred to Bhimbetka as a Buddhist site. The first archaeologist to visit a few caves at the site and discover its prehistoric significance was V.S. Wakankar, who saw these rock formations and thought these were similar to those he'd seen in Spain and France. He visited the area with a team of archaeologists and reported several prehistoric rock shelters in 1957. It was only in the 1970s that the scale and true significance of the Bhimbetka Rock Shelters was discovered and reported. Since then, more than 750 rock shelters have been identified. Bhimbetka Group contains 243 of these, while Lakajwar Group nearby has 178 shelters. According to Archaeological Survey of India, the evidence suggests that there has been a continuous human settlement here from the Stone Age through the late uh, Acheulean to the late Mesolithic until the 2nd century BCE in those caves. This information is based on the findings from the excavation of the site, the unearthed artifacts and goods, pigments present in the deposits, as well as the rock paintings. The site contains the world's oldest stone walls and floors. So this area is more than just the oldest human civilization. Excuse me, the oldest human civilization in India, but also holds the oldest stone walls and floors in the entire world. Which I don't know how many stone walls and floors there have been in the history of Earth, but this one being the oldest kind of seems like a big deal, doesn't it? The origin of the raw materials utilized in certain monoliths uncovered at Bhimbetka has been traced back to Barkada. The site, consisting of 1,892 hectares, was declared as protected under Indian law and came under the management of the Archaeological Survey of India in 1990. It was declared as a World Heritage Site by UNESCO in 2003. Then it shows the Auditorium Cave there, which I did see the Auditorium Cave on the map. So let's see if we can go ahead and go over there. Important to note where we are on the map currently, in case we want to come back. Auditorium Cave. Let's see. Okay, so this is where we were earlier. So we're on the right track. I guess we can go ahead and start reading that then. Of the numerous shelters, the Auditorium Cave is one of the significant features of the site. Surrounded by quartzite towers which are visible from several kilometers distance, the Auditorium Rock is the largest shelter at Bhimbetka. Robert G. Bednarek describes the prehistoric Auditorium Cave as one with a cathedral-like atmosphere, with its Gothic arches and soaring spaces. Its plan resembles a right-angled cross, with four of its branches aligned to the four cardinal directions. The main entrance points to the east. At the end of this western passage, at the cave's entrance, is a boulder with a near vertical panel that is distinctive, one visible from distance in all directions. In archaeological, excuse me, in archaeology literature, uh, this boulder has been dubbed as Chief's Rock or King's Rock, though there's no evidence of any rituals or its role as such. The boulder with the auditorium cave is a central feature of the Mbeka. Amidst its 754 numbered shelters spread over a few kilometers on either side, in nearly 500 locations where rock paintings can be found, states Bednarek. So that does bring me neatly to the rock paintings um, that I was trying to look at earlier. Didn't quite realize what they were. So that article is going to be pretty helpful, I think. If I can just get back to where I saw it. Hello, locals. Now then, kind of got an incomplete render there. I don't see any artwork in this area. Unless there's something over there by where he's standing. But it's not like I can just ask him to move. Let's see. Try to get a further view this way, I guess. Oh, that's not quite what I needed. Okay, I'll figure this out, don't worry. Ah, I remember last time I filmed this episode, there was something around this area. If I can just find it again, we'll be in good shape. Oops. Go ahead and close that. There's a nice little clearing here. See, I've always really liked, like, inexplicably liked grounds and walkways that are like this. Oh, but yeah, since I'm over here, this is a pretty good look at one of the shelters. You can see, like, I guess those are windows. It's too difficult to see. Um, but I guess the entrance would be right over there. I wonder if it'll let me get close. No. Not really, no. Just kind of took me on the other side of it. So I guess it's safe to assume that we're not gonna see any actual pictures, not here anyway, of the actual inside of the shelters. So we'll keep moving on. Okay, there was artwork around here somewhere that I saw. I sure hope I can find it again. Hello, rock shelters number 11 and 12. Very cool. Guess you could say they had some solid architectural skills. Get it? Okay. Let's see if I can find that art again. Pretty please. Hi guys. Okay, yeah. There it is. There is what I was looking for. Let me see how much time we have left here. we've got a couple more minutes. All right. So let me just go back to my article. I can read quickly about the rock art, and then we'll be good. The rock art shelters and caves of Bhimbetka have a large number of paintings. Some of the oldest paintings are dated to 10,000 BCE, but some of the geometric figures date to as recently as the medieval period, which I guess that would be considered recent. The drawings and paintings can be classified under 7 different periods. V.S. Excuse me. V.S. Walkenkar classified the drawings and paintings into 7 different periods and dated the earliest paintings to have belonged to the Upper Paleolithic to be as early as 40,000 years ago. The colors used are vegetable colors, which have endured through time because the drawings were generally made deep inside a niche or on inner walls. So in the first period, these are linear representations in green of humans dancing and hunting. In period 2, comparatively small in size, and stylized figures in the group show linear decorations on the body. I don't really have time to read through all of this, so if you want to read through it, I'll just kind of look right at it and you can pause the video. There's a depiction of communal dances, birds, musical instruments, mothers and children, pregnant women, men carrying dead animals, drinking and burials appear in rhythmic movement. So you can kind of see through all this the evolution of their culture. This specific painting that I'm looking at up here shows a man being attacked by a horned bovine. That's that one, yeah. Ooh, it's getting a little weird here. But yeah, you see all these different pictures here. Presumably, we may have encountered some of this artwork before earlier in the tour, but didn't quite register what it was. But Dickinsonia fossils were also found here. It's an early animal from the Ediacaran period, reported from Bhimbetka. They're said to be similar to D. tenuis fossils found in the Ediacara Hills in South Australia. From this, several paleogeographic conclusions were made, such as the formation of, oh good lord, of Gondwanaland by 550 million years ago. However, later examinations showed that the purported fossil material was simply decayed remnants of a beehive. And with that, I can hear my timer going off, so I am going to have to go ahead and end the episode here. I hope you enjoyed the tour. I certainly enjoy doing them. Um, and remember, if you think I'm doing a great job, if you're having fun, if you want to see the show prosper, I'm going to keep making it regardless. But remember, there's a link to my Cash App in the episode description under Tip Your Tour Guide. So you absolutely do not have to. Please don't feel pressured, but I would greatly appreciate it. It would help me out a lot. So if you feel so inclined, you are free to leave a tip. If not, it's perfectly fine. But this has been episode 12 of Around the World in 80 Tours, and I hope to see you next time. My name's the Lorekeeper. Thank you for watching, and have a great day. Goodbye.